Departure will undoubtedly leave an impression on the competition. But it won't be the feelings of something valued now lost. No, it will be the realization that none of us is immune to elimination, and at any time our number could be up.
My heart goes out to Juicy. Really it does. It can't be easy having such a rugged exterior, and even less feminine interior. Juicy au couture, we hardly knew thee. Aside from the fact that you were always grouchy, always complaining, and always in a bad mood, well, on second thought, I guess we knew thee better than I thought, he.
So what if Juicy is gone? Good riddance if you ask me. Her attitude was shit from day one, and her very presence left a dark cloud hanging over the workroom. I couldn't be more happy that she is gone. Au revoir, toi chienne.
Of course Juicy's gone! She was but another victim of the spider's web, and I'll do it again! Ha 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 ha!
Not gonna lie, it feels pretty good seeing more and more of my reviled ex-teammates getting the chop while I remain cozy and undetected by Morgyn's scathing searchlights.
Hello, my little Morganisms. Today is the day that you have all been waiting for. We're setting aside mini challenges and any other kind of maxi challenge, for it is the make it or break it time of the season. That's right, my dears. The time has come for the Snatch Game, where you will all choose a celebrity to impersonate and play them on the Snatch Game. And the best queen will win. Of course, I'm sure you all will do remarkably well. Now, remember, make a good choice, make them funny, and make me laugh. Because your very presence here in this competition is depending on it. So, I'll leave you all to work on your Snatch Game personas, and as I always say, be there or be square. Oh, honey, you already know it's gotta be Snatch Game.
So, we've already done a talent show, a couple of acting challenges. I'm wondering what this week's big challenge is going to be. Is it that time already for the Snatch Game? Damn, I haven't even prepared an impression for it yet.
If I'm being totally honest, I never really thought that I would actually make it to see Snatch Game, but now that it's here and so am I, I'm totally psyched.
Snatch Game, finally an opportunity to show the judges how much of a star I really am.
I have been anticipating Snatch Game since setting foot in the workroom. Now that it is finally here, I must decide whom to impersonate.
Ah yes, the classic Snatch Game. I must confess that I too have been looking forward to this challenge, if only to use it as a vehicle to creep further out of my shell and test my theatrical abilities.
Snatch Game, the Snatch Game. I'm already gagged, gooped, and found dead under a mattress in a drug den, and I haven't even been on yet.
I am going to totally wow Morgyn and the others with my Snatch Game performance! Set the date, and remember the time when the spider finally snatched a win in its web?
I'm gonna pick a celebrity that Morgyn will absolutely love and won't land me in the bottom, and with luck might actually get me my first win.
Hello, everyone, viewers, audience, guests, and welcome to the 4th ever edition of Snatch Game on Morgyn's Drag Race. I would like to go ahead and first introduce our special guest participants. First, we have Season 1 finalist and the first ever winner of Snatch Game as Mrs. Crimplebottom, Shadow! Darling, how are you? You look amazing. Your makeup skills have gotten even more flawless than they already were.
Hi, Morgyn. It's great to be here. It feels like it's been forever since I've, been on this set, and I'm excited to go to Snatch Game again.
And our second guest participant is none other than the actual Mrs. Crumplebottom. How are you doing, dear?
I was told that I would be on The Price is Right. This does not look like The Price is Right. What is Snatch Game? I don't understand it. Who are these freaks sitting in the stands?
Well, Mrs. Crumplebottom, it's Snatch Game. It's like the Hollywood match game. You have celebrities, in this case it's our queens, who are posing as various celebrities, and you and Shadow are our guests. And I ask a question, and everyone writes down an answer, and then we try to see if you match with the queens, and whoever gets the most matches wins.
Well, Morgyn, I can safely say that I don't love the idea. I hate it, in fact. Ugh. Too bad these flight tickets are not refundable. Ugh.
And let's introduce our Hollywood celebrities for our 4th annual Snatch Game. Over here we have, oh, well, if it isn't Martha Stewart. Oh my goodness, Martha, it's such an honor to have you here.
Hello, Morgyn. It's a pleasure to be here.
And who is this glorious starlet up over here? Why, it's the incomparable Judith Ward, a star among Sims who starred in over 100 pictures from way, well, let's just say from a long time ago. Judith, you look amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Charmed, I'm sure, darling.
And over here it looks like, oh, Eliza Pancakes, who let you in the building?
Hello, Morgan. It's good to be here. Thanks for inviting me onto the show.
And over here, do we really want to hurt him? Do we really want to see him cry? No, of course not. It's Boy George. Boy George, welcome to the show.
I've just been all sorts of fabulous, darling. Been doing the voice, and of course, performing in the UK with my voice.
And that must be, oh, it can't be. Why, it's independent filmmaker Tommy Wiseau. Why, Tommy, I was just talking about you the other night and how I've never seen any of your movies.
Hello, Morgan. You must have seen and been entranced by my movie, The Room, to have invited me here.
And over here we have a internet celebrity of sorts who went viral for a superhero video. Am I pronouncing this correctly? Dramon Cooper?
You can just call me that #superbitch.
And I absolutely love those pink thigh highs. I'm gonna have to go out and get a pair for myself.
I got them at Asda.
And is that, oh my gosh, that can't, Lizzie Borden? Oh my, she's come from the beyond the grave to attend Snatch Game.
Chop away! Oh, I've been saying that ever since I gave my mother 40 whacks to the head!
And over here we have famous, or should I say infamous, UK TikToker Chelsea Lee Art. Chelsea, how on earth did you manage to find the time to step away from your phone to be on our show?
Woots! Woots, darling. It's always about the woots.
And from Dance Moms fame, it's Abby Lee Miller. Abby, it's such a delight to have you on our show with us. Not really, but let's pretend that it is.
Hi, Morgan. It's great to be here on the show. That is when I'm not dealing with some rancid little brats and teaching them how to dance, because that's annoying.
And over here we have this cute little mascot of Mount Komorebi. Why, it's none other than Yama-chan. Yama-chan, we are so thrilled to have you among the Snatch Game panel for this season.
Tee-hee-hee, Morgan! Tee-hee! I love being here, Morgan, tee-hee. I love snowboarding with the children, tee-hee-hee!
Well, alrighty then, since basically we now all are aware of the rules of the Snatch Game, and I'll reiterate for our queens over here, sorry, our celebrities over here, basically I will announce a question. And our celebrities will write down an answer at the same time as our guests will write down an answer. Then I will pick one of the two guests, their answer, to see if any of the celebrities' answers matches. And who gets the most matches at the end of the session wins. It's It's really fun. It's quite fun. All right, with that explanation out of the way, celebrity guests, Shadow, Mrs. Crumplebottom, are we all ready? Looks like it's all set to go. So I will go ahead and announce the first question. Parsley was so tired of eating blank that she decided to change up her diet. What was Parsley eating? Everyone, guests, celebrities, feel free to fill in your answers now. So I will go ahead and ask Shadow first because she's played Snatch Game and Mrs. Crumplebottom. Maybe you can observe and take some mental notes about it. Shadow, Parsley was so tired of eating blank that she decided to change up her diet. What was Parsley eating?
Morgyn, for my answer, I just put dirt. Parsley was so tired of eating dirt that she decided to change up her diet.
Dirt! Everyone, did you get that? Parsley was tired of eating dirt. Oh, Shadow. Well, you were on the same season as Parsley, so I guess you would know better than everyone else. All right, let's go ahead and ask our first celebrity queen, Martha Stewart. What answer do you have for us, dear? Parsley was tired of eating blank. What did you give us?
For my answer, I wrote minge.
Oh, Martha, that is not a match, but it's so funny. I have to say, though, that doesn't sound like it would be very edible.
That's just because you've never spent any time at a women's penitentiary. I know from experience.
Martha, I have to say, I am very surprised to see you here at the Snatch Game. It seems very unconventional. I mean, I know you had your own series as a cooking show, and you had guests on and whatnot, and showed them how to cook. But to be on like a Hollywood Squares type of match game, it just kind of seems like you wouldn't do that sort of thing.
I have to say that it's not outside the norm for me to try risque new things, for example. I once placed a pan in reverse order in the oven.
And I also understand that you're quite good acquaintances with American rap artist Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Well, Morgan, what can I say other than that I do like to indulge in a chocolate dish every now and then?
And would you say that that's a good thing, Martha?
I would most certainly say it's a good thing.
Oh, and too bad that's not a match. We'll move over to our next celebrity. Let's go ahead and ask Miss Abby Lee Miller of Dance.
People have said, Morgan, people have said a lot of mean, cruel, nasty things about me online, and honestly, only like half of it's true. You know, I mean, these girls have to learn. They have to learn how, you know, how to, like, put themselves out there and entertain the masses before they lose all their looks, you know, which is going to happen soon for most of them, before they hit age 10.
Dance moms, Abby Lee. Parsley was tired of eating blank, and she changed her diet. What's blank? What answer do you have for us?
Well, Morgan, I just put failure because I am sick to death of these girls failing every week on the show. Failure, Morgan. Failure, failure, failure.
I'm sorry, Abby, but that is definitely not a match. Let's go ahead and ask Judith Ward, luxurious film star.
Darling, I've starred in so many big-budget pictures that I've forgotten what I used to do before becoming a star.
Parsley grew tired of eating blank, so she changed her diet. What's blank? You have an answer for us, Miss Judith Ward?
For my answer, darling, I put filtered cigarettes. How can one possibly expect to lose an adequate enough amount of weight for your next lead role with filtered cigarettes? Impossible.
Oh, I am very, very sorry, Miss Judith Ward, but that is not a match. Let's go ahead and ask Yama-chan. Yama-chan, Parsley was so tired of eating blank that she switched up her diet. What's blank? Do you have an answer for us, dear?
She was tired of eating Sanakji. Final answer, tee-hee-hee!
I'm so sorry, Yamachan, that's not a match. Though I hear that Sanakshi is definitely a killer dish.
Yeah, I heard some guy died eating a live tentacle. I guess he couldn't. Suck it up, tee-hee-hee!
Now we're laughing at people losing their lives to dangerous cuisine? No, don't get up. It's all right, everyone at home, it's funny now. Or it will be once South Park parodies it.
Yeah, so that probably wasn't the best idea for a joke. Sorry about that. I apologize. Now I need to remember what Morgyn instructed me to tweet out to the Japanese.
Moving on to our next celebrity, Tommy Wiseau.
Have you by chance seen my television series, The Neighbors?
Why, no, I don't believe I have seen that one, Tommy. What network does it come on? I don't think I've seen it on TV ever.
Well, it would have been were it picked up by a network. But it's still a series, Morgyn. You should watch if you have time. In it I wear 2 wigs. Blonde and black. Very fun, Morgyn. Very fun.
Tommy Wiseau. Parsley was so tired of eating blank that she decided to change her diet. What's blank? Do you have an answer for us?
I don't know about that, Morgyn. What I do know is that Lisa makes me feel like dirt all the time.
Well, I think that's a match. I'll consider that a match. Shadow, you got 1 win, 1 point, thanks to Tommy Wiseau. Now, we are going to go ahead and ask a new question. Galaxia is so galactic that her blank maxes out even before she lands on Earth. It gives some time for our celebrities and our guests to write down an answer, and we'll go ahead and ask Mrs. Crumplebottom. Mrs. Crumplebottom, Galaxia from Season 1, blank, is so galactic that it maxes out even before she lands on Earth.
I don't understand the question, but I'll assume it's some sort of disgusting sexual innuendo. So my answer is credit card. You have a problem with credit cards, Morgyn? It's a credit card. Final answer.
All right, then. We have the answer, credit card. Galaxia's credit card is so galactic that it maxes out before she even reaches Earth, before she lands on Earth. Let's go ahead and ask a new celebrity. Lizzie Borden, do you have an answer for us, dear?
Well, Morgyn, I wrote down an axe because whenever someone axes me a question, I bury it in their head, so...
My dear, there are far better ways of preparing a holiday turkey than with an axe. Trust me, dear. It's a good thing.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but that is definitely not a match. We'll go ahead and ask another celebrity. How about Scarlett Johansson or Eliza Pancakes?
Don't you recognize me? I'm Scarlett Johansson, famous Hollywood actress.
Eliza, Galaxia's blank is so intergalactic that it maxes out before she even lands on Earth. What?
I am not Eliza Pancakes.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, my dear, that is definitely not a match. Let's go ahead and ask Chelsea Lee Art.
Woot!
Galaxia's blank is so intergalactic that it maxes out before she even lands on Earth. What answer do you have for us?
Morgyn. I just put down what?
I'm terribly sorry, Chelsea, that it's definitely not a match. And I noticed that you say the word roots a lot. Why is that?
I have a limited vocabulary.
I see. Well, anyway, good luck for the next question. Let's ask a different celebrity. How about Abby Lee Miller? Do you have an answer for us? Galaxia's blank is so intergalactic that it maxes out before she even lands on Earth. What answer do you have for us?
Stupidity, Morgyn! These girls' stupidity knows no bounds! It's intergalactic! These stupid little twats can't even follow a single routine! Where's my bag of chips? Where's my Haribo gummies? I'm sorry, Morgyn. These girls just...
It's all right, Abby. It's all right. Just calm down. Take a deep breath. Take a couple of deep breaths, have some water, just calm down, relax. That is not a match, but it's not the end of the world. Go ahead and ask, Boy George.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Galaxia's blank is so intergalactic that it maxes out before she even lands on Earth. What answer do you have for us?
I wrote karma chameleon. Because karma bites us all hard in the end. And that was not a double entendre.
I am so sorry, Boy George, but that is not a match. Speaking of karma, I don't suppose that you've been on the receiving end of any karma lately?
Of course, that's only when I don't have a tall, handsome Norwegian escort chained in my flat, because things tend to get a little physical, if you know what I mean.
Girl, we are not joking about that now, are we?
And it looks like that is the end of this round, so we're going to move on to round 3 and a new question. Darren Leak has so much blank in her house that it attracts squirrels and chipmunks and even deer. What's blank? We'll give a moment for our guests and celebrities to write down their answers. Insert Jeopardy music. Of course, it's copyrighted. And Shadow, do you have an answer for us? Morgan, for my answer, I put Botox. Have you seen the bitch's lips? To have lips that consistently huge all the time, she's got to be storing some serious Botox in her house. So much so that it attracts the wildlife. All right, we have our answer from Shadow. All right, let's ask our first celebrity for this round. Let's ask Dramon Cooper. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Darren Leak has so much blank in her house that it attracts squirrels, chipmunks, and deer. What does she have?
I wrote hashtag super bitch, because obviously a super bitch would attract so much attention.
Oh, I am sorry, hun, but that is not a match. Let's go and ask another celebrity. How about Miss Legendary Actress Judith Ward? Judith, Darren Leak has so much blank in her house that it attracts the local wildlife. What does she have? First, let me say, darling, that this is a statement, not a question, not an answer. I cannot stand all of these modern celebrities, Scarlett, who have so much plastic surgery done that they look like hideous monsters. What happened to being a glamorous, natural beauty of the golden age? Well, we all know that that age has come and gone down the toilet. Well, I don't think that's exactly Botox, but plastic surgery, Botox. I think I'm going to consider that a match. You got another win, Shadow, thanks to Miss Legendary Judith Ward. Okay, it's time for our fourth round. Caliente is so hot that the room blank whenever she appears. Give some time for our guests and our celebrities to write down an answer. Do 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 do. All right, Mrs. Crumplebottom. Caliente is so hot that the room blank whenever she appears. What answer do you have for us?
Humph. I'm assuming that this is another sexually explicit question. Well, I don't like sex. I don't like the opposite sex. Or any sex. Or sax. Or Saks Fifth Avenue. Or anything that sounds the same. Now as for the question, the answer is the room melts, because I'm assuming that this person is on fire. Literally. The room melts, Morgan.
All right, okay. Let's go ahead and ask our first celebrity of round 4. Let's see. Who haven't we asked? Let's ask Eliza Pancakes. Let's ask you. Caliente is so hot that the room blank whenever she appears. What answer do you have for us?
I keep telling you people that I am Scarlett Johansson, not Eliza Pancakes.
I am so sorry, Eliza, but once again, that is definitely not a match. So let's go ahead and ask another celebrity. Let's ask Tommy Wiseau. Tommy, Caliente is so hot that the room blank whenever she appears. What answer do you have for us?
I know something about rooms, Morgyn, my first big picture. My magnum opus, if you will, was appropriately titled The Room. And that heartbreaker Lisa was always tearing me apart.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tommy Wiseau. That is definitely not a match. Let's go ahead and ask Martha Stewart. Martha, Caliente is so hot that the room blanked whenever she appears. Do you have an answer for us?
You know, Morgan, around this time of year, I am reminded of my favorite recipe.
Oh, really, Martha Stewart? And what would that happen to be?
It's an old family recipe handed down to me from the old country.
And what old country is this, Martha? I'm very curious where this is going.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Anyway, the recipe is called Drunk Duck L'Orange. You get a duck drunk off a vintage wine. I prefer using Romane Conti. Then you bathe it in a savory soup of diced carrots, onions, and tomato bisque. Lastly, and this is most important, you stuff as many mandarin oranges you can fit up its arse, and then you put it in the oven for 3.5 hours, occasionally checking to baste. There is, of course, a chance that it will melt the electric, but it's well worth it in the wintertime holidays.
I don't believe this. I believe that we've got another match. Oh, Mrs. Crumplebottom, your first win. Thanks to Martha Stewart, there is a match. I believe that is a match. Melt. Okay, we're going to enter into our fifth round here. Moxie is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club. Moxie is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club. There's some time for our guests and celebrities to jot down their answers. And Shadow, do you have an answer for us?
Well, I have seen Moxie Mathers perform in person, and I would have to say Moxie is so funny that she kills it every time she goes to the club.
Okay, then, celebrities, we have our answer. We'll go ahead and ask our first celebrity of round 5. Who are we going to ask? Abby Lee Miller. Moxie is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club. What answer do you have for us?
Basic, Morgan! She's so basic with those basic dance moves. You can't even classify it as dancing. I put that little bitch out on the stage to make me, to make her look good and to earn her team money to go to Florida. And she f***s it up every single time. Basic!
I'm definitely very sorry, but that is definitely very not a match, Abby Lee. Let's go ahead and ask Chelsea Lee Art. Chelsea, Moxie is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club.
Wool Morgan. I says it's 'cause she's so fat. That's why she can't get a man.
That is definitely not a match, Chelsea Lee Art. Oh my gosh, let's go ahead and ask Boy George. Boy George, Moxie is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club.
Moxie is so Egyptian. She kills it because she walks like an Egyptian at the club.
Wow, Boy George, that's not even close, and I don't believe that was even one of your songs. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was a Bangles song, I think. Anyway, moving on.
This dumb slut doesn't even know which songs were written by Boy George or Culture Club. What a dumb bitch!
Is Walk Like an Egyptian, not a Boy George song. Damn, I must have gotten my 80s hits mixed up again.
Alright, let's go ahead and ask Yamachan for the next question. Yamachan, Moxie Mathers is so blank that she kills it every time she goes to the club.
Murderous because only serial killers kill people.
Hey, that's not true. I killed 2, 3, like 4 people, and I am definitely not a serial killer.
Ayo sis, I kill serial killers, just so you know. I gotta represent and keep the streets clean, you know.
I think killing more than 3 people qualifies you as definitely being a serial killer, Lizzie Borden. In either case, it's a wrong answer from both of you. Moving on to our next celebrity, let's go ahead and ask Judith Ward. Judith, Moxie Mathers is so blank that she kills it whenever she goes to the club.
Well, Morgan, I wrote down ugly for my answer. Final answer, in fact.
Really? That seems kind of a harsh answer to have, and you're sure it's your final answer, Judith Ward?
Yes, I am dead serious, Morgan Ember. If she elicits that kind of response whenever she visits a nightclub, then clearly the girl is a ghoul.
I am so terribly sorry, Miss Judith Ward. That is not a match.
You sound stressed, Judith. I have the most delectable of Spanish wine in my dressing room. Perhaps you would care for a glass, and then afterwards a little dip in my private jet spa?
Miss Stewart, I will have you know that I am in no way, shape, or form a lesbian. I have been married 22 times, each time to a different man, and I would do it all over again if it meant that there will be no prenuptial agreement beforehand.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like I did tremendously well during Snatch Game. I bet if Miss Judith Ward were there right now, that y'all wouldn't be able to tell the difference between she and me. I was that good. And, oh, it looks like we are out of time already. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for this lovely little celebration of celebrities and matching things called the Snatch Game. I would like to thank Mrs. Crumplebottom and Shadow, and of course our winner of today's Snatch Game is, drumroll please, Shadow, with a lead of 2 wins to 1. And we will see our queens on the main center stage strutting their stuff in their Hollywood Hotties runway looks.
Here we go again, my love. You've got so much time to spend. If I come around again.
Hello and welcome to the grand stage of Morgan's Drag Race. Siobhan fires, well, with this red look. You absolutely look fire, as the kids say. Are you excited for tonight's runway? Morgan, I might be fire, but the actual fire are these queens, because I know they're going to let the stage and they're not going to have any regrets. And our resident fashion expert, Jasper Harp. Jasper, are you waiting in anticipation for our queens to present their Hollywood Hotties looks for us?
Morgan, as the resident fashion expert here, I can indeed say that I am tucked in anticipation for tonight's runway.
And lastly, but certainly not leastly, our very special guest, Season 1 finalist, Shadow. Shadow, darling, how are you doing? Morgan, it feels great to be back on stage here at Morgan's Drag Race. I was first here as a naive ingenue. I left as a finalist, and I came back as a judge. I think I kind of like where this is going. And if you have any full-time judging positions, my calendar's open. Thank you, Shadow. I'll keep that in mind. Earlier this week, our queens were tasked with performing a celebrity character of their choosing, and then bringing their best Hollywood Hotties look to the main center stage. Well, if everyone is ready, without further ado, let's do further and reveal my queens.
This look is giving you fun, fierce, and sexy. But most importantly, it's giving you Hollywood hottie.
With this look, I'm serving you Teen Queen sensation because nothing says Hollywood hottie quite like a Nickelodeon misconduct scandal.
Mama, I'm glittering in golden. With this look, not only am I a Hollywood hottie, but I have undoubtedly earned my place as this season's look queen.
My look is giving you fun, flirty, sexy, free-spirited. Girl goes to the club. It's absolutely Hollywood hottie, honey, and it is the Dahlia Swan variety of Hollywood hottie, which means it's a winning look.
So the assignment was, Hollywood hottie, and I figured what better represents that than, your modern Billie Eilish or Hunter Schafer inspired look.
I've got the hair, I've got the mug, I've got the dress, I've got the look. Honey, go home, it's over.
My look is simple, and if that means basic, well, that's fine, so long as I don't end up on the chopping block tonight.
I chose this hair specifically for this runway. I knew Morgyn would be looking for a real Hollywood hottie, and I could not let her down.
I'm giving you Party Girl meets the craft. I'm wearing a tight skirt made of genuine leather that I would wear to the industrial club, and it just exudes Hollywood hottie.
I feel sexy. I feel confident. But most of all, I feel like a winner. I know it's a bit early for congratulations, but I can't help it. I just feel like I have cracked the code, and the competition is in the palm of my hand.
Would the following queens please remain on stage? Abacus, Argyle Alexis, Aranea, Dakota Wild, Ebony Emma Fairbanks, Celine, and Zoara. The rest of you may retire to the Delusion Convince Yourself Lounge for a drink while we talk with our queens. The 7 of you represent the tops and the bottoms of this week's challenge. Now you're going to hear our opinions, starting with Siobhan, if you would please go ahead and give us your opinion on the queens. Starting with Abacus. Abacus girl, your look this week is on point. Your Snatch Game, fire. I loved it. I don't think it was 100% Martha Stewart, but that's not the point. It's Snatch Game, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be funny, and a little bit accurate, all of which I think you embodied during your performance. I loved it. But already for me, you are the VIP for this week, in my opinion. Just saying. I don't think there's anything else to say. I loved it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your runway look is a bit outside the box for you, Abacus. And I like to see that, because it shows that you're willing to show some versatility. Now, as for your Snatch Game, and I agree with Siobhan, your performance was hilarious, and you were clearly having fun with it. My only gripe so far is that it perhaps wasn't quite accurate enough for Martha Stewart, but everything else was lit no cap.
I can bake a tray of muffins real quick if that will change your mind.
Not needed, not needed. You're on fire this week, Abby.
It's a good thing.
Hi, Abacus. I just want to state for the record, I love your drag name. And I get the play on words. Just wasn't sure if everyone else got it, but I got it.
Was there something to get? Oh, I wasn't aware that there was.
You see, that dry wit, that sense of humor, that is what I think is propelling you. I mean, obviously you have intellect, you have style, you have class. I love your deadpan sense of humor, Abacus, and clearly you've already mastered the game. It's just a matter of when are you going to get the crown, and I think that it would be foolish not to crown you. I know it's early, but like you're already showing so much, and there's still time left. I think really at this point the competition is yours to lose.
Thank you, judges. Let's turn our attention now to Argyle Alexis, who portrayed the iconic Boy George for this week's Snatch Game, and is wearing a lovely, glittering in gold look for Hollywood Hotties Runway. We'll start again with Siobhan.
I love this look. This look should be its own runway, to be honest. I want to see a runway where all of the queens come out on stage strutting their stuff and they're just solid gold. I love this look. It's amazing, it's fantastic, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's iconic. Your Snatch Game was good compared to Abacus and Dakota Wild. I don't think it's as good, but honey, your runway knocks it out of the park. I love it.
Thanks.
Similarly to what Siobhan said, I honestly felt like your Boy George impersonation was a teensy bit flat. But there were far worse impressions during that game. Your runway, however, that genuinely is glittering in gold. You are solid gold tonight. And this look wins the runway portion for me, at least.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with my co-judges that the Boy George performance wasn't quite a hit, was more of a miss, and there were a lot worse performances than yours, so I wouldn't worry too much about that, if I can be so bold to say. Now, your runway, I love it. I challenge anyone on this stage to say anything negative about it. No one has said anything negative. I love it. You're solid gold. This look is solid gold. I want to steal it. I wish I had a runway like this back on season 1. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to wait for All-Stars, but I think right now, you look like an All-Star.
I'm gagged. Thank you. What's that I hear? Oh, that's right. It sounds like Argyle Alexis is finally getting a win for once. A well-deserved win, might I add.
Thank you, judges. Let's turn our attention to Dakota Wild and her lovely runway look this week and her Snatch Game performance as Abby Lee Miller.
First of all, I just want to say that Dance Moms is my most hated show ever, and I think you knocked the character out of the fucking park. Dakota, that is probably my favoritist Snatch Game of all time. Thank you so much. I got so many laughs out of that. Your runway look, it screams Hollywood hotties. The hairstyle, the coif, kind of reminds me of the shy, innocent girl, but like the outfit is giving kind of like teen awards or teen Vogue. It's like giving, for some reason, it's evocative of like this teen queen sensation, and it's good. I like it because it fits Hollywood hottie.
Thank you so much.
I loved your Snatch Game performance, Dakota. Even though I have no idea what Dance Moms is.
It was a little before your time.
Nevertheless, I still enjoyed it, and I think you killed it this week. As for your runway, it's given me late 90s or early 2000s fashion week, and I love it. I challenge anyone to Google the fashion of 1998 and not find this look somewhere.
You're too kind.
This look kind of reminds me of something that Caliente or Extra would wear back on my season. Like, I wouldn't wear it, but it's a good look for you. And I'm not meaning that as a dig. It's just that a lot of queens have different aesthetics, different styles that, like, really complement them well. And I feel like the teen scene look fits you really well. And I'm not meaning that, again, as an insult. When I say teen scene, I mean like what Jasper said, Teen Vogue, Fashion Week. And it really makes you stand out on this stage as, like, I think as a dark horse in the competition. In my opinion, I think Abacus better watch out for you, because I think you are the unknown contender in this season.
Okay. So this is the first time that I've ever even been considered as a bottom or top for a challenge, and I don't really know how to feel in this moment. The critiques are nice and everything, but Morgyn could announce that I'm lip syncing at the drop of a hat.
Now, before we turn our attention back to the judges, I want the remaining queens, who are our bottoms, projected bottoms for this week's challenge, Aranea, Ebony, Celine, and Zoara. A first for either Celine and Zoara, I'm afraid. I would like you four to explain your Snatch Game choices and your runway choice for us judges before we turn things over to the panel. We will go ahead and start off with Aranea in alphabetical order, ending with Zoara. Aranea, please go ahead and explain your choices to the panel.
I chose to do Lizzie Borden because I wanted to try a character that's never been done before on Snatch Game, and I think I pulled it off. As for my runway, I noticed a lot of you complimenting Dakota for her Teen Vogue look. However, if you look closely, you will notice that my runway actually is the Teen Queen look. It screams Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards.
I found it interesting that you said that you killed it, because it was never officially confirmed that Lizzie Borden did indeed murder her family. I think it would have been much funnier and better and more accurate had you constantly downplayed the fact that she was a murderer. Would have been like, oh, 40 whacks to my mom's head. Oh, but that's what they say. I didn't actually do that. You know, hee 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 type of thing. That would have been funny. As for your look tonight, it's overkill. Like, you went down to Claire's, bought a bunch of the cheapest shit you could find off the rack, and just accessorized to the max. I personally would have removed all the silver crap. Since your core look is like colorful, like the orange top, the like blue galaxy looking suspender shorts, I would have gone with that. And I would have just complemented those looks with the nails, the shoes. Instead, it's kind of like you had an idea, and then you kind of like did something else halfway. And so the final look ends up being messy.
Aranea, your look is just kinda all over the place tonight. You've got the mango crop top paired with a colorful pair of culottes, but then you have those torn up black and purple stockings that don't add any harmony to the mix. The shoes I could have seen if they were a different color, but they direct my eyes to look at them instead of your central look, and it's distracting.
I have to say, I am gagged at the judges' reactions here. I was for sure that I had nailed it this week.
Thank you, Aranea. Moving downward to Ebony MF Fairbanks.
For Snatch Game, I wanted to portray a character that has not been used before, but someone who was more known in the public eye. As for my runway, I was inspired by the one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater.
Ebony, I didn't get your Snatch Game character, like, at all. As for your runway, I don't like it. I don't really have anything constructive to say because purple just isn't my vibe, and all I can think of is get her off of that stage immediately.
If I'm in the bottom, then so be it. I can beat any one of them in a lip sync.
Oh, thank you, Ebony. Now, Celine, will you please explain your choices for the panel?
I chose Yama-chan as my Snatch Game impression because, let's be honest, as a werewolf, my options were going to be that or Michael J. Fox as Teen Wolf. For my runway, I wanted to convey that sort of dark sexiness that comes from dressing up to go out at midnight to the local industrial club. It's sleek, it's sexy, it's definitely Hollywood hottie.
I love this look. It's absolutely something that I would wear, and I have worn something very similar to this, but I am a glove queen, and I just love wearing the long, silky, elbow-length gloves. I probably would have done something like that for this look for you, Celine, and maybe some long boots with a heel, but I get that, like, footwear isn't exactly for you because of your condition, so not a problem. But just for me, that's what I would have done. I like this look. Similar with what Jasper said, I noticed that you did accessorize, but it's not like you went to Claire's and took everything off the rack and said, I'll take it. So I appreciate that a lot. Your Snatch Game was cute. It was fun, but it didn't really make me laugh. I think that your one saving grace here is probably your runway, if I could be so bold to state.
Celine! I like the concept of a Yama-chan Snatch Game. However, the execution was kind of poorly done. Your runway's nice, I like it. It's simple, but sometimes simple is best. I feel like you didn't overkill with accessories, but you did at least try to complement your outfit, and I want you to know that it didn't go unnoticed. And it's appreciated.
The judges like my runway outfit, at least.
Thank you, Celine. And now lastly, but certainly not leastly, we'll move on to our fourth bottom, Zoara. If you could please explain your Snatch Game choices and your runway choices for the panel.
The utter disappointment in Morgan's voice as she read out my name was so apparent. You could cut it with a knife. First off, I want to apologize to everyone for my Snatch Game performance. I chose a character that wasn't well known and wound up not giving me that much to work with. And in the long run, was a poor decision. As for my runway, I wanted to showcase a certain type of sexy sophistication, something that Heidi Klum or Amanda Fox might wear to the club.
I really adore this look of yours, Zoara. It's a club queen look. It's an everyday look. It's a nighttime look. And people will probably call me out and say, no, that's not an everyday look. Honey, if you've got the body, it can in fact be an everyday look. Extra wears that stuff all the time, and it looks amazing on her. It looks amazing on you on the stage right now, and I think this look is probably what's going to save you from being in the bottom two tonight, because otherwise the Snatch Game wasn't it. But this look, I love it. I probably would have added some gloves, because like I said before, I'm a glove queen. apart from that, I love it. The hair choice, I love it. The makeup, the earrings, the nails, aces.
Zoara, I didn't understand a single one of your Snatch Game references, aside from Roots. I probably would have picked a less obscure, more iconic celebrity to impersonate, which you acknowledged, and I appreciate your awareness for that. As for your runway, I love it. It's sleek, it's dark, it's sexy, and it exudes Hollywood hottie. I think you at least nailed the runway portion of this week's challenge.
Thanks, babes. So, I've never been in the bottom before. In fact, I've never even placed below safe. And right now, I am wanting nothing more than to crawl under the stage and hide until this is all done and over with. But I know. I have to soldier on and accept my lumps with indifference.
Thank you, queens. You may join your fellow queens in the Delusion Convince Yourself Lounge while we judges deliberate. Meanwhile, the remaining queens gathering in the Delusion Convince Yourself Lounge discuss this week's challenge and who might be topping or bottoming for this week's challenge. Well, it looks like we're the safe girls for the week. I'm not used to just being safe, or I would have walked in wearing a condom.
You're telling me. I thought I did better this week. A lot better. Merde.
I love being safe. Safe isn't winning, but it isn't lip-syncing either.
Well, I did notice that Zoara is not in here with us, so I can only assume that she's either going to be a winner of this week's challenge or possibly in the bottom. I have yet to be in the bottom in this competition. I've not had to lip sync. I have never seen my very good friend, my dear sister Zoara, be in the bottom or have to lip sync ever. So I'm hoping that she has done well, and that's why she is still on stage with Abacus and the others. It would be a tragedy if she, by some freak of nature, happened to go home before I did. Of course, it would be all the easier for me to win.
Dakota is also still out on stage. You think she could be in the bottom, too?
I had not noticed. Little Dakota, my little adopted drag daughter, is still out on that stage. Well, I mean, we all have our times. I think she did magnificent during Snatch Game, if I'm being honest. I think myself, Abacus, and Dakota were the most noticeable, the most entertaining, and the most interactive with the questions. What does everyone else think?
I think some of us were repeatedly passed over in favor of obvious American icons.
Martha Stewart is funny, but I don't know if I would call her iconic. Now, Betty Davis, that's iconic. Damn, that's what I was going to do originally. I think Judith Ward is slightly more iconic, but, you know, people these days, they don't watch the classics.
I went out of my way to put together this look for this week's runway challenge, and while my impression of Tommy Wiseau might not have been the best, it was apparent that I gave my all.
And some of us were constantly mistaken for Eliza Pancakes instead of Scarlett Johansson, which was pretty obvious from the get-go.
Well, whatever happens, at least we can all take solace in the fact that we're not going home tonight, because we're definitely, very obviously, going to be the safe girls. Very obviously.
At this point, I could remain safe all throughout the competition. And that would be perfectly okay with me, because it means that I'm still in the game and not on that stage, up for elimination. Eliza Pancakes, you'd have to be blind as a bat to not know who I was playing as for Snatch Game. I ought to demand a do-over.
You're all finally here, so how'd you do?
Brace yourselves. I may be lip-syncing tonight.
What? It couldn't have been that bad. What was everyone's critiques like? What did the judges say?
Basically, the gist was, they loved my runway look, but hated my Snatch Game.
Well, I received mostly praise from the judges.
Don't sound so shy, lad. You were the talk of the night. The judges loved everything you brought.
They did sound like they enjoyed my runway, and they all really liked my Snatch Game.
Dakota, that's fantastic. I wish you the best, and I hope you are one of tonight's winners.
Yes, of course. Likewise, I hope that's you who gets the win, Dakota. It would not be undeserved. You killed it in Snatch Game, after all.
It feels really inspiring and warm and fuzzy and happy to have all of this support from people who you consider to be family. Even if you've only known them for a short period, it's still encouraging to receive such unconditional support. I love you guys.
Dakota remains humble and meek, even while receiving the utmost of praise. She gives me hope for the future of drag. I sincerely hope that younger queens that are watching right now are taking notes from Miss Wilde.
Salut. Viva la Dakota Wild. I must admit that I am not happy about being safe once again, but I agree that Dakota deserves a win tonight. She truly stole the show on Snatch Game. Bon travail, mon ami.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I am going to be lip-syncing tonight. None of the judges liked my Snatch Game and thought my runway look was very so-so. Even if I do end up lip-syncing, I will unleash the beast and prove to everyone why the Wolf Queen deserves to stay.
Girl, if you're in the bottom, I guarantee I will be right there with you. They hated my Snatch Game and my runway. I'm pretty sure I will be lip-syncing tonight. I will be very surprised if I don't.
I am genuinely shocked at the judges' comments on the stage tonight. Like I really thought I had it all figured out, and then boom, you're in the bottom.
I don't think I've ever met a more delusional queen than Aranea in this competition. She actively believes that she is sickening, fierce, and on point when her repeatedly bottoming proves the opposite.
I'm safe, I guess, and that's A-okay with me because I don't desire another lip sync anytime soon. Better you than me, Aranea. Nothing personal, kid.
Well, a first ever. The judges positively loved my runway. They were lukewarm about my Snatch Game, but they were unanimous in their adoration of my glittering in gold look. Oh no, I'm gonna get a win tonight. I can feel it. And it's long overdue, if you ask me.
I would rather just have it done and over with, get my verdict out in the open already so I know whether or not I will be lip-syncing tonight.
So, just between us girlfriends, what do we feel about tonight's tops and bottoms for the Snatch Game and our Hollywood Hotties runway? I want to hear from Siobhan first on, well, whatever you think. Give us your thoughts. Personally, I'm torn between Abacus and Dakota for Snatch Game. I think that they absolutely owned the parts. They were the most entertaining to watch. I think as far as the runway goes, I think that Zoara is very pretty. I think that Argyle is gorgeous. And I think that Argyle stole the runway tonight, as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Siobhan. Jasper, let's ask your opinion on tonight's tops and bottoms. What is your opinions, darling?
I think Dakota Wild stole the whole show with her dance mom's impression. Even though I don't watch the show, it was still funny to watch. And as a fashion expert, Argyle really is the only choice for runway winner tonight.
Thank you, Jasper Harp. Shadow, our finalist from Season 1. What are your thoughts on tonight's tops and bottoms? Who do you think should lip sync? Who do you think should win? What are your thoughts, darling? I really enjoyed both Dakota and Abacus. I can really appreciate Abacus's deadpan sense of humor and her deliveries and her snark. Really reminds me of myself, like an older version of me. And I really, really, really love Argyle's runway look. Honestly, as Jasper was talking, my thoughts were, we have no choice but to stand. I mean, there's really no one else who comes close to looking as gorgeous tonight as Argyle Alexis. That's my opinion. Interesting. And for the bottoms, we have Celine, Aranea, Ebony, Fairbanks, and Zoara. I would like to hear thoughts from all of you regarding those 4 queens. Starting with, let's switch it up, Shadow again.
This is a difficult one for me to say personally, as someone who's been in the bottom and had to lip sync before. I know how it goes, and I'm just gonna put it plainly how I feel. I was not happy with Arenea's portrayal of Lizzie Borden. I think that she did it completely wrong. I think she could have done better, and I think that her runway, while the idea was good, the execution was bad. I think that while Zoara and Celine were both kind of like hit and miss for Snatch Game, the runways kind of made up for that. I feel like Ebony's was worse both and both. Her Snatch Game was forgettable, and her runway is just this purple abomination of just purple. Just, ugh, I don't like it. All I know is I don't like it.
Thank you, Shadow. Let's ask Jasper Harp. Jasper Harp, out of these 4 bottom queens, who should be lip-syncing tonight?
In my opinion, Celine and Zora were frontrunners from the onset. The fact that they have repeatedly placed safe and are now suggested for the bottom tells me that they're definitely the candidates for tonight's lip sync for your life.
Thank you, Jasper Harp. Siobhan Fires. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, my bestie from Windenburg. Who do you believe should be lip-syncing for tonight? I hate to say it because Ebony is my girl. And I always speak up for the underdogs, always speak up for my girls. You know how it is, Morgan. But I cannot, in all seriousness and good faith, stand by and just allow that awful monstrosity of a fast choice. Purple, purple, purple. The hair was flat. The shoes were a choice. The only thing I liked was the nails and the lipstick. She has a very pretty face. If she would contour it correctly with good makeup and a right coloration, she'd be a knockout. She is a knockout, but she could be more. The correct hair, if she would use padding, that would help. It was a lot of fucking purple, and I think if she had instituted some black in there somewhere, maybe a jacket, maybe some black pants, that would still be Hollywood hottie, and maybe some different hair, I would have said this is a winning fucking look. Hell, I would have said it's at least a safe look, but I can't abide by this and say, no, she's a lip syncer tonight for me. And the other one would absolutely be Arenea. She has consistently stunk in this competition, and I will be very shocked if she doesn't lip sync tonight. All right, I believe I've made my decision. Silence. Summon forth my queens. With the following queens, please step on stage. Abacus, Arenea, Argyle Alexis, Dakota Wild, Ebony MF Fairbanks, Celine, and Zoara. Ladies, as you know, the 7 of you represent the tops and the bottoms of this week's challenge. And after deliberating with my co-judges, I've made a decision. Abacus, your portrayal of Martha Stewart during the Snatch Game was hilarious. It had us all in stitches and aching for more home-cooked goodness. Dakota Wild, your portrayal of Abby Lee Miller of Dance Moms fame was uproarious. It was hilarious. It was all things Dakota Wild. It was funny. And that's the most important part. Ladies, congratulations. You are both the winners of this week's Maxi Challenge. But I'm not forgetting anyone. Yet. Argyle Alexis. There is a runway challenge this week. And congratulations, my dear. You're the winner. You are the one glittering in gold queen. You have the golden ticket. You are the winner. all three of you are entitled to 1,500 simoleons and a personalized jacket from Cool Sims Incorporated for Club Queens. You may go to the back of the stage with the Safe Queens.
Oh, I'm not disappointed or surprised. I knew it was coming, and the universe delivers to those with good karma.
Yes! Yes, Dakota! You get him! You gotta win, finally!
Wowzers, my very first win. I'm speechless. Like, I knew they said they liked my Snatch Game, but Wowie, an actual maxi win.
My second maxi win, third win overall. I could get used to this.
So, now that just leaves the unfortunate business of attending to our 4 bottom queens. So, I'm going to get right down to brass tacks. Irenea, you are our first candidate for lip sync tonight, which means that you are indeed up for elimination.
I know I said it before, but damn, I am shocked. Shocked that I am in the bottom from my Snatch Game performance, which was solid as they come.
Ebony MF Fairbanks, time and time again, you wow us, but at the same time, you lose a little bit of that je ne sais quoi with your look. And this instance is definitely one of those times. Celine, you've promised us that you're going to unleash the beast, and you were going to show us the wolf queen of drag from the get-go. But so far, you have shown us the little puppy princess of drag. Zoara, from the very beginning of this competition, I expected a lot from you, and you delivered. But lately, you have failed to deliver by being safe, and safe is not going to cut it in this competition. Ebony Fairbanks, you are safe. You may go to the back of the stage with your sisters.
My heart feels like it literally stopped all throughout that judging deliberation. I'm free to drag another day, but it's like I can feel the call of the void. I need to avoid being in the bottom at all costs.
Celine, I'm sorry, my dear, but I'm afraid that you are our second lip sync candidate for the night, which means that you are also up for elimination.
I can't say that wasn't entirely unexpected, but damn, I really don't want to lip sync.
Zoara, that of course means that you are safe. But I want you to know, as a reminder and a forewarning for the future, safe is not going to cut it in this competition. Safe is not going to get you that crown. You may return to the back of the stage with your sisters.
So, I don't have to lip sync after all, and Morgyn is terribly disappointed with me, rightfully so. I just need to turn things around and really wow her come next challenge. I can make things right again and claim my place at the top.
So, without further ado, let's move on to our lip sync. Ladies, prepare yourselves, for the time has come for you to lip sync for your life. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourselves from elimination. Good luck, and don't flunk it up.
Somebody hit the lights so we could rock it day and night. People getting down, that's right. From AM to PM. Everybody wanna get down when you hear the sound and you bump the beat. 365 days a year, 24 a day, 7 days a week. Now when you're driving in your 4x4 and you turn this up on your stereo, whether night or day, non-stop you play and you know you still want more. So
if that Fleabag thinks that she can outmaneuver the spider, then she's sorely mistaken. The spider can find a rhythm in anything! I once danced to the ambience of the Forecast channel.
hear this. Somebody hit the lights so we can rock it day and night. People getting down, that's right. From AM to PM. Chicks and the fellas in the bars. All of y'all bumping this in your cars. From AM to PM.
I'm not holding back. I'm gonna go all out, send this clown home, and show Morgyn that I am the Wolf Queen.
Ooh, yeah. Everybody in the club, come on, keep bobbing your head now to this song. You got the beats and breaks and your body shaking. We're doing it all night long. Anytime, a place, any place, a time. No, we don't need no sleep. 365 days a year, 24 a day, 7 days a week. So, find a honey that's standing on the wall. All the girls get the guys on the floor. From the front to the back, let's go. Hear this. Somebody hit the lights so we can rock it day and night. People getting down, that's right. From AM to PM. Everybody looking like stars. All the chicks and the fellas in the bars. All of y'all bumping this in your cars. From AM to PM.
I never thought I'd actually see Celine lip syncing in this competition, but she's actually killing it.
From the front to the back, come on and bob your head, yeah. 365 days a year, 24 a day, yeah, yeah. No, we don't need no sleep. All night we rock that beat. So you know what to do, just make you move and make you move, yeah. Find a honey that's standing on the wall. All the girls get the guys on the floor.
I don't really have anything of value to contribute to this. I just wanted to say how very glad I am that it's not me lip-syncing out there on that stage.
Hear this. Somebody hit the lights so we can rock it day and night. People getting down, that's right. From AM to PM. Everybody looking like stars. All the chicks and the fellas in the bars. All of y'all bumping this in your cars. From AM to PM. Somebody hit the lights.
Ladies, I have made my decision. Celine, Shantae, you stay. You may return to the back of the stage with your sisters.
And the she-wolf is back in the competition where she belongs. For real!
Aranea, our little spider from the web above. You dangled into our competition a little hatchling. And you have fallen a ways, and not quite the star that you made yourself out to be. But I feel like if you keep building that web, soon enough you'll catch a star of your own, and then you will be a star. Now, sashay away.
Remember, Spiderlings, you can avoid lip-sync assassination by biting the head off your opponent beforehand, or was that praying mantises? I can't believe that Morgyn wasn't wowed by my lip-syncing skills, or my runway, or my Snatch Game. I must ask myself, is there a pattern here? Of course not. Clearly, it's just not the spider's time to shine, and that's okay, because I'm gonna go home and wrap myself up in a nice big cocoon and get myself all comfy and then return in peak condition for redemption. Or was that caterpillars? I might be leaving the competition, but I'm not leaving drag. So long as there's a dark crevice, there's room for a spider web. The spider is out!
Queens, my queens of Season 4 of Morgan's Drag Race. We have just completed half of the competition, and there is still half remaining. Do you have what it takes? Or will one of you call it quits? I hope that all of you will remember that you each have an equal opportunity in this competition to become the next magical queen. And throwing in the towel would be a great loss for not only yourselves, for your fellow competitors, but for your fans that you'll make along the way. But I know that none of you are thinking about really throwing in the towel, are you? Now, with that said, let the music play!